A while ago, you and I set out to answer the question of what it would be like if we lived in Minecraft. Where basically if our society had to deal with Minecraft issues and had Minecraft tools. But I didn't really explore some of the newer features. And with 1.20 coming up, how would that change things? That's what we're exploring today, so let's do it. And let me know down below what Minecraft feature you'd want in real life. Last time I talked about how I felt pretty confident in our ability to live among the Skulk, since ancient cities had shown us that they've done so before. At least until they, messed around and summoned the Wither. See, the thing that summons the Warden are Skulk Shriekers. Those things are dotted around the various Skulk sections, but you can actually destroy them. And you can actually pick them up if you use Silk Touch, but other than that, they are just destroyed. The key to actually being able to live in the Skulk biome would be destroying all the Skulk Shriekers. And as long as we brought wool with us, we wouldn't really end up having that much of a problem with it, since placing a wall doesn't activate them, and we could easily block each one off before destroying it. Do that enough times, and we wouldn't have to worry about the Warden at all. I mean, like, it would take a little time to figure that out, because, as I've said previously, we wouldn't go into it with knowledge of Minecraft, and it would most likely cost a fair few lives, but it would be a solution to dealing with monsters every night, because other monsters don't generate in the Skulk biomes, and everyone would also be able to sleep and prevent them from spawning upstairs as well. So yeah, if we evolved into a sort of cave-dwelling species, we could survive without the fear of monsters, assuming that the Skulk wouldn't give us like any actual like disease or illness or something. And honestly, with some effort, we could eventually dig a giant skylight above the ancient city to bring light in, resulting in probably a better life all around, because vitamin D, all while being able to avoid monsters entirely. I don't know if it would be better or worse than living on a mushroom island, but hey, they both have their pros and cons. I mean, having mushrooms would definitely be a pro, but that's just me, because apparently no one wanted the Moo Bloom. It's still salty. But with 1.20, we don't really have the entire thing revealed, so we can't really be too sure. However, that doesn't mean that we can't talk about the currently announced features. The camel would basically just be like what it is in real life, except this time they're also able to super jump across ravines, which could come in useful. But the really interesting thing that I wanted to actually talk about and why I did this video was actually the Sniffer, the mob that won the 2022 mob vote. The Sniffer is an ancient mob that might be like the ancestor to a chicken. It loves seeds and can find seeds in the ground, seemingly like how sheep eat grass. Sniffers can probably do the same sort of thing, or at least have the same animation to find seeds instead. So, thinking about how that could change Minecraft, if we were living in Minecraft, holy crap, okay? This would be an incredible way to get a lot of seeds, and even potentially some that we thought were extinct, at least depending on what Mojang decides to implement. And given the rate of crop growth in Minecraft, and that the plants grow to be around a meter above the ground, there would be a whole lot of food to go around. But actually, now that I think about it, would there be? You see, one of the most unrealistic but also hilarious things about Minecraft is how insanely strong the characters are. Now, I say this in every one of these kinds of videos, but to illustrate the point, I'll recap it quickly. Steve and Alex and all the other default skins, the Minecraftians basically, are essentially from Krypton when it comes to strength, okay? The heaviest block in Minecraft is a gold block, since in the real world, a 1 meter by 1 meter block of solid gold would weigh around 19,300 kilograms, which is 42,549 pounds. And then that's just one block. Multiply that by the 36 stacks that Steve can carry, and Steve can easily hold on to 98,033,395.5 pounds. Not including wearing any gold armor, which would only increase the weight they can carry. But even with a full inventory of gold blocks, Steve can also run at full speed, jump a meter into the air, and do everything else that he could normally do, which is freaking insane. And that's not even the max that he can carry, because that's before factoring in shulker boxes, which would also result in being able to carry 1,200,614,400 kilograms, or 2,646,901,666 pounds, or the equivalent of 16,543 fully furnished houses. No, I'm not joking. Multiple people in the comments though every time like to bring up the idea that golden apples would in theory multiply multiply that amount by 8, which I would like to address so that it doesn't happen in these comments. The idea that enchanted golden apples would equal 8 blocks of gold relies on the idea that they used to be craftable. Prior to Minecraft version 1.9, you could actually craft enchanted golden apples by surrounding an apple with 8 gold blocks. This would also give you the overpowered achievement. However, now notch apples or god apples or whatever you want to call them aren't craftable, which means that we can't use them as a metric for how strong we would be, especially given that, you know, they're enchanted and magical. So the weight of 8 gold blocks would seemingly be nullified by the fact that they're literally magic and the size of an apple. However, there is one thing that we can actually compare to our strength as of 1.16, and that's netherite blocks. Since each netherite ingot requires 4 gold ingots as well as 4 netherite scraps, we can essentially multiply this metric by 4. We have no way of knowing how heavy or dense netherite scrap would be, nor do we really have a reasonable equivalent in our world, but just by multiplying it by the 4 gold, we would be able to carry, using a full inventory of shulker boxes full of netherite blocks, a whopping 4,802,457,600 kilograms, or 10,587,606,664 pounds, which is equal to 66,172 fully furnished houses, or the weight of my ego, which is honestly something that I can't even fathom, okay? If every person in the world worked together and had this level of strength, we would in theory just be 48 people shy of lifting the earth. Or at least I think that's how the math works out. It was either that or just 48 kilograms shy of lifting the earth, assuming that we also had somewhere to stand as we were lifting it. And you know, all the other assumptions that we would have to make in order for lifting the earth to be possible. But someone who can lift a full 10.5 billion pounds is probably gonna need a lot of food, okay? The average man needs around 2,500 calories a day and can deadlift 155 pounds without training. So, dividing the calories by that weight, we get a really rough conversion of 16.13 calories needed per pound of lifting. Therefore, if we take the 10,587,606,664 pounds that a Minecraftian is able to lift and multiply it by the 16.13 calories it takes to lift 1 pound, we get the amount of calories Steve would roughly need to consume a day, which is absolutely shocking and something that explains why we have to eat so damn much in this game, and why steak is the best food source. Because while Steve may need steak to survive, my sustenance would be you hitting the subscribe button. And since you're still here, you're bound to like our other videos, which have me descend into even further madness. So do that while I give you this insane answer. And it is insane, because Steve would need to eat an amount roughly equal to 170,778,095,490 calories per day. That is over 303.3 million Big Macs. That's over 251.5 million steaks, okay? With the average weight of a cow in the US, that's still over 203,000 cows. Not just steak, but the entire cow, since the average US cow weighs around 1,200 pounds and yields 744 pounds of beef. At around 1,130 calories per pound, 203,000 cows. Yeah, and that's just for one day. We thought that what Grian did in Hermitcraft 6 was depressing. He needed to kill that and then like 100 times more to even come close to having enough beef to feed himself for the 20-minute day cycle, which, since the Minecraft day is 20 minutes, would mean that every single player on that server would need to kill around 74,143,545 cows every Minecraft year, which would be 5 real-life days. And that's assuming those 2 raw beef that drop are the entire weight of the cow and all of its usable meats, which they must be, given that it fills me up so damn fast, okay? And that's for every single player, for every work week of Minecraft. not including weekends. So, maybe after all, the sniffer wouldn't actually be all that useful, unless Mojang adds some kind of plant that is basically super beef or something that can fuel you for a year, okay? Damn, that's unfortunate. Hopefully they make it into like a proto chicken though, since the sniffer comes from eggs and it also likes seeds, and Jeb also called it a chicken, since, you know, that would also definitely prove that the egg came first. And if you're interested in learning more about the sniffer and the other 1.20 update features, be sure you check out everything announced for Minecraft 1.20, which is popping up on your screen now. Thanks for watching.